We love to see Walmart already making a push for 2025's Retailer of the Year in week one. Walmart obviously leading here, but honestly, is there a retailer or sector that shouldn't be going all in on ESLs in 2025? Chris, what are your thoughts?
Oh, wow. That's a real wow. Off the top of my head, I'd say candidly, no, no.
Yeah.
I think every retailer should be evaluating this. Now, I think there's different degrees of retailers that of different types of retailers that should be looking at this faster than others. But on the whole, I'd say no. And the reason I say that, Ann, is I've been seeing some pictures of Walmart's deployment of these ESLs or DSLs on the ground from folks like Omni Talk superfan Kevin Iverson. So thanks to him for sending me like 20 pictures this week of them deployed throughout the entire Walmart store operation. It was pretty impressive. But the one photo that he and I got talking about that was really interesting was he sent me a picture of like the DSLs on peg hooks. And so, peg hooks are, you know what those are, right? And so
Yeah, yeah.
people familiar with mass market retailing will understand this, but there were like maybe not hundreds of them, but tens of them, like 20, 30, 40,
Yeah.
all with labels, very easily readable. And so that tells me like, okay, they've got this thing ironed out if they're using it in that type of display. And so, with all the ROI offshoots from electronic shelf labels that we've talked about ad nauseum at this show, I think that Walmart is going to all stores with this. It shows that now's the time for further dissemination of this across retail. So that means to me, we've already seen it in grocery. I think it'll start moving next into the warehouse clubs. Then I think it starts going into sporting goods and footwear. Like, why doesn't Foot Locker have this as an example, at least in part of their operation,
Yep.
on the wall displays for shoes, for sure.
Yep.
And then the other place I think that really makes sense, which is not as big of a retail segment anymore, is furniture stores. Like furniture stores should 100% have this. Like it's
Yeah.
so easy for them to do. I think apparel is still a hard get, but with all those categories I just mentioned, that means the majority of retail is ready for this. And that now
Yeah.
that Walmart is doing it, all the laggards in grocery and mass merchandising will suddenly get their feet. They'll have no choice but to jump into feet first in the water as well. Because the one thing that proves the ROI quickly, which is what we've heard is still the use case for those that don't want to do it, is we can't prove the ROI. It's like, come on, guys, really, you can't prove the ROI. You're not testing this right. But the one thing that proves the ROI really quickly is that you can tell your boss Walmart's already doing it in all stores.
Yes. Yes.